Welcome back to Stanley's Insect and Creepy Crawly Kingdom. Today, 2 weeks ago, I was lucky enough to have gone to the Young Entomologists Day and done a presentation on the bugs you see on this channel. So, this is the presentation. I gave this presentation at the Natural History Museum in London, England. Who am I? Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Stanley. I am 7 years old and I have always known I want to be an entomologist. What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk to you today about the bugs in my bug room, which is actually my bedroom. I currently have 17 insects living in my bug room without counting my cleanup crew. I am going to share with you a little bit of information about some of them now. Who is this? This is Mrs. Hairy. What is she? She is my curly-haired tarantula. How old is she? She is currently 4 years old. What does she eat? She eats other insects. I feed her on crickets and locusts mainly. Where does she come from? I brought her at an insect show. However, they are native to South America. Cool fact. She throws hairs when she is scared and threatened. Tweedledum and Tweedledee. What are they? They are Madagascar hissing cockroaches. What do they eat? Everything. They are omnivores, but at home I feed them mostly on veg and fruit. Where do they come from? The clue is in the name. They come from Madagascar. I also have death's head cockroaches too, which are pretty cool, because when they're adults, they have a shape of a skull on the back of their heads. Cool fact. The Madagascar hissing cockroaches make a loud hissing noise when they are threatened, so that predators mistake them for large animals like snakes and hissing lizards. Praying mantises. I have had a total of 4 different species of praying mantises as pets. A giant Asian mantis, a dead leaf mantis, an orchid mantis, and a flower mantis. What do they eat? When they are nymphs, I feed them on fruit flies, which they are very good at catching. When they grow, they eat bigger flies like blue and green bottles. Finally! When they are fully grown, they can eat things like locusts. Leafy, my dead leaf mantis, is a girl. I know this because she recently laid an egg sac, which is called an ootheca. It was very cool to watch her laying this against the side of her enclosure. As she has never mated, this would not have made any more mantids, so I've kept it in my specimen collection. My favourite of my mantises was my giant Asian mantis called Bobby Green. Sadly, he died, but he was my first insect pet, and I raised him from a tiny nymph. He was the start of my whole bug collection. Cool fact. Mantises are the only insect able to move their head from side to side. Incy Wincy. What is he? He is a regal jumping spider. Currently is a sling, which is shorthand for spiderling. What does he eat? At the moment, because he is small, he eats fruit flies. When he grows, he will eat bigger flies, but he's not going to be massive. Males grow between 6 to 18 millimeters, and females grow between 7 to 22 millimeters. Cool fact, jumping spiders can jump up to 6 times their body length. Humans can only do about 1.5 times. That's still on record. Mr. Hairy. What is he? He is a desert hairy scorpion, and he eats mainly locusts and crickets. He's a bit fussy, and he doesn't like it if they're too alive and if they're too dead. So I have to make sure they're a bit slower for him to catch. Why is he called Mr. Hairy? He is called Mr. Hairy because the difference between a flat-tailed scorpion, which is one of the most deadly scorpions in the world, something to watch out for, and a desert hairy scorpion is that the desert hairy scorpion has fine hairs on the pincers. So basically that's 2 reasons in one. How does he defend himself? He can use his sting, located on his tail, which to us would feel like a bee sting. Thankfully I've not been stung yet. Cool fact, scorpions glow in UV light and give birth to live young. They are the only arachnids that do that. Desert gold millipedes. What are they? These are my desert gold millipedes. I have 3 of them. Sadly, one of them died. What do they eat? They like soil and decaying fruit and veg. They also like to dig down in their tank and look very cool, and they are spiraled like a anemone. I just forget it if I said it wrong. Cool fact, the word millipede comes from the Latin word mill, which means thousands, and ped, which means feet. But they don't actually have thousands of feet. There is currently only one species found with over 1,000 feet. It was a female, found 10 meters below a boiling hot desert. It had 1,306 legs. Blue death-veining beetles. What do they eat? They are omnivores. They eat absolutely anything. They do not care what it is. It just has to be dead. How long do they live? They live on average for 8 years. And their babies look like bee ones. Who do they live with? My blue death-veining beetles live with Mr. Hairy, my scorpion. They get along well. They eat the leftover food which he doesn't finish. Cool fact, they play dead when threatened. They are extremely strong. They get along well. They eat leftover food which he doesn't finish. Cool fact, they play dead when they are threatened. They are extremely strong and can withstand being run over by a car, but I haven't tested this theory. These are their names: John, Paul, George and Ringo, after the band. Cleanup crew. What are they? I currently have thousands of springtails, which are tiny little creatures who help to keep my enclosures clean by eating the poo of the other insects. They are also pretty good at eating any of the leftover food from the insects. And they also have lots of isopods. My favourite variety are the orange tropical wood lice, who after arriving in my millipede tank end up growing very big. They might need my own names. They might need their own names and tanks soon. They're getting that big. Why are they important and what do they do? Well, like I said, they have to keep the enclosures nice and clean. Without them, I think my room might start to smell. Well, okay, it might start to smell worse. My favourite British insect. My favourite British insect is a broad-bodied chaser, which is a type of dragonfly. I wrote to Sir David Attenborough when I was 6. He replied to my letter to tell me dragonflies were his favourite. Thank you for listening to me talk. I would like to end this speech with a joke. Why did the spider's trousers keep falling down?
I don't know.
Because he ate all his flies. Thank you. Now, before we go, there's a couple of things I'd like to share. 1, this little statue changes every week. 2, I have a certificate from the Young Entomologists Day. If you'd like to, you can pause the video to read the front and there's writing on the back. Thank you. That's all for this week. I hope you have a very lovely next week, and I'll be seeing you next Sunday with a brand new statue. Keep an eye on the statue. Bye.